we're running pretty rich right now. I'm seeing a lot of smoke come out at an idle, and when it's running full throttle, it doesn't look like oil smoke. It looks like it's actually fuel. The first thing I want to do is pull the plug. Have a look at the plugs. It should be black if they're running rich, right? Brown is what you want. But oh yeah. This treats up to 25 gallons. So this takes about 2.5. So you got about 1.25 gallons in there. That means I don't need much of this, just a bit of this in here without putting too much in. All right, let's find out if the mill still runs. All right, folks, I want to show you something. Oh, my phone's ringing. Hang on. Hey, James. So 10 lights in a row, then it pauses, and then 10 lights in a row again. Well, I would have to have the right clip there, right? I mean, well, these are normal. The spade connectors on the back look normal. I mean, there is a number on there's a number on the light itself. It's a 10900. Looks like 6. Okay, yeah, it says 12 volt 1 watt. Hopefully it's the whole assembly and it has the little white body behind it and everything. Otherwise I don't, yeah. Okay, yeah. And then I'm assuming I'm gonna have to pull apart the I'm gonna have to pull that whole shroud off of there, because that thing is, I don't even know how the hell, I mean, yeah, you can clip that out, but you've got, well, I guess if you disconnect the power, then you can change the light out probably. That's probably how you do it. Okay, so the light and the O2 sensor, or just the light? Both of them, okay. All right. Yeah, we'll get them when we get them. Yep. That's interesting that that light was burned out. But you know, like I said, I haven't seen it on in so long. I forgot all about it. And I know I haven't seen that in probably 3 or 4 years, and I just wasn't paying attention. It was like, oh, maybe it only comes on at certain times. I remember seeing it at one point in its life, but you know. All right. So, a lot of people complain about Wood-Mizer. Dang it, people. People complain about everything, folks. I'm not going to get into all that. But had a problem with my mill. So if you watched my last mill maintenance kind of video where I said I fixed it, I didn't fix it. Seafoam made it look like I fixed it, but I didn't fix it. It was still blowing smoke. You probably saw that a minute ago, and now I can show it to you again. But it was blowing smoke. So one thing that James, who answered the phone right away at Wood-Mizer in Wood Village, and James is always awesome, folks, one thing he said was, what's your light doing? Yeah, this light hasn't worked, and I don't even know when the last time I saw this light running. And he said, well, Eric, how can you do an engine check code without this light? And I went, I don't know, never had to do one before. And he said, well, you need the light. So the interesting thing about these lights, folks, is if you don't have one that's working, you need to replace it, because if you have a problem with your mill, it's going to tell you what the problem is. Ah, didn't know that. Should have figured. So one of these little guys, which is a 12 volt light, will work. You have to be really, really careful. So let me show you here. If you look really carefully right there, you'll notice a burn mark. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe I should make the resolution higher. Hold on. Okay, resolution's better now. Let's see. I don't know if you can see right here, but look right there. There's a burn mark there. There's a burn mark here too. And inside there, that little guy got burned. That's because this red wire right here is powered off the starter. and the starter gets full-time power from the battery. It doesn't cause your battery to drain. It's just sitting there ready to go, so that when you turn the ignition on, it's off, folks. When you turn it on, it can kick the Bendix and get your starter going and get your engine running. So if this light isn't working, you need to replace it, because it will give you the codes for your engine. And I'm puking out black smoke again. I put some more seafoam in and cleaned it out, but that ain't the problem. So what's the problem? Well, one, the light is out. But what you can do, and I'm going to show you this, you can take a set of alligator clips, and there's a couple tabs right there. You can't probably see that tab, but if you hit this tab here like so, you can then push this light out a bit. Okay, see that? I'm pushing it out. There we go. Now I can pull this light out far enough, and I can expose the negative terminal down here. Okay, and I can expose up here enough of the positive that I can clip to those and get my light to work. So we're gonna take this. Sorry about all the craziness here. All right, we're gonna take this, rotate that guy like so, and we're gonna clip on this clip here, right there. That's the negative, okay? Now, if I put this carefully on here, and I need to do it very carefully. Here, let me see if I can set you up to see this, because it's gonna go off. Here we go, hopefully you can see it. We're gonna take this, we're gonna set this in here. That light should now go on. There you go, do you see the light come on? And if I wanna read my codes like this, I can by, I'm gonna turn it on and off 3 times. So on, off, on, off, on. You see it flash out? Now watch it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, pause, 1, pause, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, pause, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause, 1, pause, off. Okay. Hopefully you saw that. And again, what I did is I pulled this out. There's a couple tabs right here. You can see those tabs, okay? And then you can pull that out so that you can get access to the wires right there, okay? And I just unclipped this so I had access. And all you do here to read the code is to go on, off, on, off, on, and then it'll go flash, 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 and do all that kind of stuff, okay? Now, what does that 3-1 code mean? Because that's the main code. That's the code I need to pay attention to. That means that that O2 sensor that, I don't know if you can see where I'm pointing, but it's right up here on the exhaust. That O2 sensor is bad. And that is why I'm getting all that black smoke. Did I need to do a service? Yes, I did. But the black smoke, it's because I got a bad O2 sensor and I got a light that's bad. So I called up Wood-Mizer again, James over at Wood Village. He walked me through all of that procedure. He said that those parts are back in Indiana. They're gonna leave from the factory, but he said you should have them in a few days. Wow, so they have them in stock, no problem. They're shipping out to me. Between the O2 sensor and the light, it's like 160 bucks minus a little bit. That's taxes and shipping and everything, 157 and change, I guess. So is that a whole lot? Well, I mean, that's an hour and a half, a million or less. So there you have it. We'll get this replaced. We'll get that up there replaced. Tie that back on there, clean her all up, fire her back up, and then we're going milling. So stand by. I'm going to replace that, and you're going to know it's another day because I'll have another shirt on.